So this first one says f is continuous for all real numbers. There's no division by 0, square roots of a negative, or anything like that in f of x. So this one would actually be true. And we are looking for the one that's not true. It says right here, not true. Okay. For B, it says f has a minimum at x equals 0. Well, it says minimum. So we're going to need the derivative, the first derivative for this, and you should end up with 2/3, x to the negative 1/3. And this can never be equal to 0, but we can set it equal to undefined. So that's what I'm going to do here. So equals undefined. And where it's undefined is where you're dividing by 0, and that x value would be x equals 0 here. So what I would do here is just draw a quick little number line. And we got 0 on it. F prime tells us what f is doing. So to the left of 0, this would be negative still, and then this is positive. So it's a negative times a positive. So this is negative here, and then the opposite is true the other way, so it's positive. So that means this is decreasing, it's increasing. So if you sketched a graph, it would look something like this, or a sharp turn, doesn't really matter. And then you have to make sure at 0, does the point exist? Well, we already proved that with A. So the point would exist there. So B does have a minimum, so that's true as well. All right. C, it says f is increasing for x is greater than 0. Well, we already did that here. So we know that that's true. So that's pretty awesome. The next one, it says f prime exists for all values of x. We actually solved that right here, where it's undefined. It's undefined at x equals 0. So does it exist for all? For that would be false. It's not defined at x equals 0. And then E, I mean, you don't really have to do it because there's only one answer, which is D. But for E, if you want to do it, you could. Let's see here. So we're going to do the second derivative of this, which is going to be negative 2/9 x to the negative 4/3. Okay. We're setting this equal to undefined because there is no place where this is equal to 0. Okay, 0 would be the possible inflection point for this. So I'm going to write down x equals 0 here. We don't actually even need to worry about the inflection point, though. It should be worth noting there that you don't actually need that, but we're going to make a number line anyway. Again, this is for fun because we already know what the answer is. So the second derivative here tells us what the original is doing. Actually, you don't even need to know what the original is doing for this. All right, so to the left of 0 is going to be x is negative. I mean, it's to the 4th power anyway, so it's going to be positive. So you can just base it off of this thing right here, which is going to be negative. Okay, and then positive, it's still going to be positive times a negative, so it's also negative here. Either way, you can see that f double prime is negative for x is greater than 0. So this would be true as well. We're looking for the one that's not true, which is D.